Welcome to Quantum IO, my Survivor IO gaming channel. And I'm coming at you right now from North Carolina on a rainy night as Hurricane Nicole, or the remnants of Hurricane Nicole, are making their way up the East Coast. And that would mean that today is November 13th, and it is 1:45 p.m. And the Void Power supply crate ended about a week or two ago, if I remember right. But there you are looking at it with 2 days, 17 hours left. And you might be asking, how is that possible? Well, it is if you start a new character. And that's exactly what we did. And that's exactly the first character that we're going to show you on the new channel here. So let's get right into it. This character is at level 20, and that's when we acquired the Void Power. And I've since merged two weapons that I had into it, so this is how it sits right now. The other things on the character are the army nameplate. That gives us 20% to all damage if we remain unhit. And here's something interesting that you might not have known. I've only been hitting the Void Supply crate with this new character, and as you can see right here, there's the top with the Void Power crate, and there's the S-grade supply, which will remain permanently once this expires. But the Void crate only is supposed to give you the Void Power. But what I found is that it also can give you the Eternal Gloves, and possibly at a better drop rate than the S-grade chest, because I've gotten gloves out of the Void Power crate on my other characters as well. But I was not able to get the gun itself. I didn't have enough opens. So that's something that I acquired on one of the opens. The Eternal Suit came from picking it up on the 7-day server challenge. As you can see, we're still in that, so this is a new character. And that right there with little check mark at 700 is the Eternal Power Suit. And even if you play with no money, you're able to get that. But take a look at all these gems that you acquire when you start a new character. Now all these gems, everything was directed to this case, and when I started opening it, I had 90 opens to go, and it did it on the last one, which I do have video of, and we'll be posting that later when I do an edited video. And right now we're at 98 opens more to get another one. And possibly we're going to be going for that, because it would be nice to have an epic, because right now it's set up that we can merge into it. Oops, we've accidentally hit the record button there. And right there you can see that all I'd need is another one and merge two purples into it, and we'd have the epic with the all-important 25% attack on there, which I would consider one of the most significant upgrades and easiest to get. Now the only gems that we spent, we did not go into any of this business down here, because those are not priced well. But what is excellent when starting a new character is the growth fund, and we did go ahead and buy into that, and there were a lot of gems acquired, and these were the gems that were used to open to get the first Void Power. But we can still possibly get to level 25 and acquire another round of opens for another chance at it. And at this stage there's also the piggy bank that appears, which also disappears shortly after your server launch challenge, and I think when the growth fund disappears, or when that is concluded. But it's another way to acquire a lot of gems for a lot better price than you would get in other spots. The other place to pick up gems would be to pick up this package at $1.99, which also will include up to an epic part, which is super important. because one of the first things you're trying to get is a precision device that is purple or better, which will unlock the homing on the drones, which actually is kind of needed when using the void power, and we'll get into that when we do gameplay. So that's one of the things I noticed, because on my other characters, which are level 60 to 70, I have the precision device on all of them, and that's really needed with something that's a slow firing weapon such as the void power. The other materials I got are rather non-extraordinary, which is going to be just a couple of revolvers and the full metal suit, which was my primary protection until the eternal suit was acquired, because you get revived with it. In fact, I consider the full metal and the eternal really the only armors in the game that are good because of that revive. The army boots are also going to be excellent once we can fuse them into an epic, because the cooldown of 20% is added, and that's excellent, which works with the Inspire necklace that will also give you 20% damage across everything. And we already have a second pair of army boots that we've acquired, so I've been doing quite well with this character. I'm getting just the parts I need so far. So we're still very early on, and that's the status of this one in particular. Now, one thing to note with the void power chest is that theoretically you're not going to get a good chance for S-grade equipment, but as I pointed out, the gloves do seem to show up, so you do get a better chance of getting S-grade equipment, but this chest is permanent and you'll always be able to farm this later. So if you're starting a new character, all your efforts need to be directed to this so you can get your purple, which should be easy, but I'd recommend trying to get an epic, because you can go through the whole game with that. And eventually, you'll probably pick up the legendary pieces. So that's the status of this character. And I'll have 3 others to show. And on the next video, we're going to do some gameplay with the void power. I've already burned through the gold mine on it because I got it this morning and I just had to try it out. But we're going to try the Chapter 9, or possibly we'll try a daily challenge with it, which I tried one and it was kind of hit and miss. So thanks for watching the first video on Quantum IO, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned, because there'll be another video uploading very shortly after this, because I plan to be having some fun with this character all night. Thank you for watching, and welcome to the channel.